Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé, the other ways Jenny keeps talking about moving out, but I'm not sure she understands the situation. Jenny has always had a flair for dramatics, but lately on 90-Day Fiancé, the other way, her conversations revolve around just one theme: moving out. Not moving on, not working through things, not gently adjusting the way most couples in cross-cultural relationships must. No, Jenny has become singularly obsessed with the idea of packing up her bags and heading towards some mystical new apartment where peace and independence magically await her. It's become her personal mantra. And yet, the more she talks about it, the more obvious it becomes that she might not fully grasp the actual reality of the situation she's in. It started during one of those classic household spats that fans have gotten far too used to witnessing. Jenny, frustrated with the lack of progress in her relationship with Rohit, began pacing around the kitchen listing off all the benefits of moving out. According to her, separate spaces would bring clarity, respect, and boundaries. She said it with such conviction it almost sounded like she had rehearsed the monologue in the mirror. But what the camera caught, what viewers could not ignore, was how disconnected her big move-out dream seemed from the grounded, messy, often compromised life she shares with Rohit in a country that isn't fully her own. Jenny comes from a place where independence is prized and fiercely guarded. She spent years living alone, paying her own bills, and having complete authority over her schedule. For her, moving out is a familiar solution, a return to normalcy. But India has never quite operated within her personal framework. And her relationship with Rohit certainly doesn't fit neatly into that box either. This isn't California. This isn't the easy escape environment she's used to. Her lease isn't transferable at the snap of a finger, apartments aren't magically available in her desired price range, and the concept of a girlfriend renting a place on her own while still committed to a partner raises eyebrows in many communities. Yet Jenny keeps insisting on it like she's ordering a latte. Rohit, on his part, doesn't necessarily oppose the idea of space. He has said time and again that he loves Jenny, that he wants her comfort, and that he's not trying to trap her. But whenever she pushes the "I need to move out" button, it strikes him differently. To him, moving out isn't a light suggestion. It's symbolic. It means pulling away. It means choosing separation over partnership. It implies uncertainty. And in his cultural context, a couple that lives apart, especially when not married, invites speculation, gossip, and instability. Yet Jenny remains blissfully unaware, almost in her own world, imagining a solo apartment as some kind of fairy tale escape from daily arguments. She talks about it like a person who wants a vacation, not someone making a life-altering decision in a foreign land. The real issue, though, isn't the idea of moving out itself. It's Jenny's underlying expectation that the move would actually fix something. As though the emotional distance between her and Rohit will shrink once she creates physical distance. As though their communication problems born from cultural differences, family pressures, financial worries, and different expectations of what partnership should look like will suddenly smooth themselves out because she has her own set of keys and a separate entryway. It almost feels like Jenny is trying to recreate the comfort zone she had before ever joining the 90-day universe. Back then, she could leave an argument by literally walking out of the room or stepping into a car. But here, even if she gets her dream solo flat, she still isn't in a position of complete control. She's still in Rohit's territory. She still relies on him for linguistic support, cultural navigation, and basic companionship in a country where she has no deep roots. Moving out might give her temporary relief, but it doesn't erase the realities of her situation. The funniest thing is that Jenny truly believes she's being practical. She's using words like healthy boundaries and personal space as though they're universal commands of relationship wisdom. And to her, they are. But she's overlooking the fundamental truth: healthy boundaries must be agreed upon by both partners. Rohit's version of boundaries doesn't involve separate apartments. It involves talking things through, being patient, blending lives, not dividing them. Their relationship was built on the idea of overcoming obstacles to be together, not creating new walls to stand apart. Fans have begun to notice this disconnect. Some say Jenny is simply overwhelmed and using the move-out fantasy as an emotional escape hatch. Others believe she's passive-aggressively testing Rohit, waiting for him to panic and beg her not to leave so she feels desired again. A few think she's genuinely ready to live alone and is just afraid to admit how much she's changed since the early days of their relationship. But the consensus is clear: Jenny talks about moving out like someone talking about quitting a job they aren't actually prepared to leave. One of the most telling scenes came when Jenny began Googling local apartment listings. The camera zoomed in on her frustrated face as she scrolled through price tags that made her eyebrows climb. Meanwhile, in the background, Rohit watched with equal parts worry and amusement. He knew the reality before she did. Living alone in his city wasn't impossible, but it required a level of financial and cultural savvy Jenny hadn't fully mastered. It wasn't as simple as find apartment, move in, problem solved. It never is. Later, Jenny called her daughter, hoping for validation. Instead, she got a dose of realism. Her daughter gently reminded her that she had moved halfway across the world for love. That love comes with compromise. That moving out might offer peace, yes, but it could also create more distance than Jenny intends. Jenny nodded along, but by the next episode, she was back to declaring that she really needs her own space. The truth is, Jenny isn't wrong for wanting breathing room. Many couples, especially in stressful situations, need a reset. But she isn't fully acknowledging the complexity of her surroundings. The idea of moving out is not inherently bad. It's just not as simple, clean, or liberating as she imagines it to be. And until she understands that, her words remain more wishful than actionable. In the end, Jenny's constant talk of moving out says less about logistics and more about her internal state. She's struggling. She's stuck in a relationship that feels different from what she envisioned. She's craving control in an environment where very little feels familiar. She's trying to build a safe space, but she's reaching for the most familiar solution rather than the most realistic one. Whether she actually moves out remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: it's time for Jenny to understand the situation she's really in, not the one she believes she can simply pack her bags and step away from.